Yes, yes, yes. Is it Christmas already, or some other gift-receiving, potentially non-denominational holiday? Because we've got just another fantastic verticality-inducing dungeon overhaul from Seelof. And oh, good heavens! I truly do absolutely love these dungeon mods. Seelof is the master of dungeon design, without question. I mean, just look at all this verticality. It is, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly. Like, we have seen some amazing mods over the years, but Seelof's just eye for verticality in dungeon design, it's on another level. Like, there is just nothing to really compare this to for Morrowind. Seelof is, quite frankly, the deity of dungeon design, but I may be getting just a bit ahead of myself. Because today's mod of the day is of Eggs and Dwarves, Gnisis Eggmine and Bethamez Overhaul by Seelof and Greatness7. And basically, this is, as the name implies, just a complete overhaul and expansion of the Gnisis Eggmine and the Dwemer ruin of Bethamez, which, as you may recall, was the collapsed, sort of ruined Dwemer dungeon that you could find in the vanilla Gnisis Eggmine. And, you know, the Gnisis Eggmine was actually probably one of the better egg mines in the vanilla game, at least in terms of dungeon design. Though that's not really saying a whole lot, just, you know, given how dull most of those egg mines ended up being. But really, just what Seelof has done here, just completely rebuilding and redoing everything about these two dungeon locations, the Gnisis Eggmine and Bethamez, is just absolutely stunning. I mean, look at all this. You got pools of lava, you got great, glorious verticality, and these ruined Dwemer interiors that just, you know, look like something out of the Lord of the Rings, like the Mines of Moria. It is an epic looking location. And, of course, we've mostly been looking at the Dwemer ruins here, but, you know, this also just completely overhauls the interior of the Gnisis Eggmine, using the rich and varied tileset of the OAAB Data asset collection, which, as you may already know, includes just an entirely new tileset for the Kwama Eggmines. And this is actually the third Eggmine to be overhauled with this new tileset. The first two were in OAAB Grazelands, and now this one makes the third. Though hopefully we'll see a lot more in the future, because this tileset is simply amazing. You know, in the vanilla game, the Kwama Eggmines were basically just generic caverns. They didn't really have anything unique about them except for a few egg sacs. That was, you know, that was just pretty much it. But now, with this tile set, we've got Kwama veins and, you know, various sacs and other organic containers, and just a really fabulous set of cavern tile pieces that can be used to create really organic and natural dynamic caverns, like you can see here. And really what Seelof has done with this tile set is absolutely just utterly exquisite. Like, just look at all the detail and atmosphere here. This is just such a huge, vast improvement over the vanilla game that, you know, it's not even worth comparing it to. Like, the vanilla Gnisis Eggmine was a bunch of mostly plain corridors and, you know, cavern cells, just all linked together. This feels far more natural and organic. And really, I think this cements Seelof as just the best dungeon modder for Morrowind, just beyond question. Last year, he produced two of the absolute best dungeon mods ever made for Morrowind, with New Lunaby and, you know, the README Library of Vivec Overhaul, which was released for last year's modathon. Like, there is no question, just looking at all these fantastic atmospheric verticality-inducing dungeons by Seelof, that he is just one of the absolute best dungeon talents that we have ever seen in this community. Like, I've mentioned this in the past, but I would love to see just every dungeon in the vanilla game overhauled by Seelof. Just the amount of sheer raw talent on display here is, it's simply mind-boggling. It is an absolute beautiful quality overhaul that we rarely, see the likes of. And I just, again, I cannot wait to see what Seelof's next project is going to be. But just focusing on the Gnisis Eggmine and Bethamez overhaul here, going over some of the actual features instead of just doing blind praise, this overhaul just, again, rather massively expands the Gnisis Eggmine with a lot of branching paths and dark, perilous depths for you to explore, including a rather more dramatic and epic, potential discovery of the Dwemer ruin of Bethamez. Instead of just finding it by going through a cramped, narrow corridor, now you'll stumble upon Bethamez just looming out of the darkness in this this big open-air chamber, which is just a fantastic visual effect. And not only that, but there's also a new quest here, involving the Dwemer ruin. As it turns out, the Gnisis Eggmine has been experiencing some, tremors and earthquakes. And you can actually see that for yourself, right here. Just as you're exploring the dungeon, as you delve deeper and deeper, these earthquakes and tremors will just get, stronger and stronger, lasting longer and longer, knocking loose dust and, pebbles and things from the ceiling. And, it turns out this has been caused by some sort of Dwemer machine just deep in the Dwemer ruins of Bethamez. And you'll be tasked to just, try and figure out what's going on. So not only is this just a massive, massive dungeon overhaul, but there's more just neat visual effects here and a new quest for you to do. Giving you more content to play through. And by the way, it is worth noting that this works in both MWC and OpenMW, so regardless of what platform you're using, you can just, get these, fantastic earthquake visual effects when you're exploring the Gnisis Eggmine and the Dwemer ruin of Bethamez. But anyway, just, beyond question, I think this is just the absolute best dungeon mod of 2022 so far, and I dare say it probably even rivals the, the dungeon mod, New Lunaby, that Seelof released in November of last year. It is just one of the absolute best dungeon mods ever made for Morrowind, just in terms of my own opinion anyway. And I would be extremely surprised if it doesn't end up in our top 10 list for the best mods of 2022. I cannot recommend checking this mod out for yourself enough. We haven't even, shown remotely everything that you can find in this massive, massive dungeon mod. It is really worth playing for yourself. But anyway, that's our mod of the day. So as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.